Today we're going to talk about measuring, but not measuring how tall or short or long something is with a ruler, but we're going to be measuring how much something weighs, how heavy something is, or how light something is. So you're going to need this worksheet. It was in the papers that I delivered to your house, so see if you can find that. You're also going to need scissors and your glue stick for this. I hope you still have them from way back on our last day that we were in school and I sent you home with things. So when we talk about weighing something, we talk about how heavy something is. So if I hold this marker in my hand, it's not very heavy. I call that light. I can easily pick it up and carry around, and my hands won't get tired and I won't need help with it. But if I carry something like this vase of flowers, okay, now it's made out of glass and it's got water in it and it has all these flowers in it, and I can still pick it up, but I couldn't hold it for a very long time. My arm would start to get tired and I'd feel like, geez, I need to put this down. So that is heavier than the marker. Then there are other things that I wouldn't be able to pick up at all, like a car or a sofa or a couch. Okay, I might be able to pick up one part of it, but I couldn't carry the whole thing around by myself. So those are things that are very heavy, the heaviest of all. When we do measuring to find out how much something weighs or its mass, we can talk about pounds and ounces are words that we use for that. Now, normally we use a scale, and if you might have a scale at your house. I do. I try not to get on it because then I realize that I've been eating too many cookies. But you might have a scale maybe when you go to the doctor's office. They do see how tall you are, and then they will weigh you and see how heavy you are. So when you're on the scale, it's a machine, and once you stand on it, then a number pops up to tell how heavy you are. The bigger the number, the heavier you are. The smaller the number, the lighter you are, or you weigh less. So let's watch our brain pop right now about weighing things.
Ounces.
And then I'll show you how to do that worksheet together.
Let's see. This weighs about... Hey! I was trying to weigh that apple. What is weight? Weight describes how heavy something is. Some things are heavy and weigh a lot, while other things are lighter and weigh less. You can use a balance to compare the weights of different objects. The side with the stapler moves down. That means the stapler is heavier than the eraser. Right, Moby. The stapler is bigger than the eraser, but just because something is bigger, it doesn't mean it has to be heavier. Which ball is heavier? The beach ball is bigger than the baseball, but it's lighter. What are ounces? An ounce is a small unit of measurement. A slice of bread weighs about 1 ounce. A scale is a tool that measures weight. Let's see. That pear weighs 10 ounces. We use the abbreviation OZ to stand for ounces. You can use ounces to measure light things, like a banana, a potato, or a pepper. What are pounds? You can use pounds to measure heavier objects. A loaf of bread weighs about a pound. The broccoli weighs 1 pound. we use the abbreviation LB to stand for pound. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. That means your broccoli weighs 16 ounces. Let's see. This pineapple weighs 5 pounds. We use the abbreviation LBS to stand for pounds when it's plural. You can use pounds to measure heavier things, like cauliflower, eggplant, or carrots. That pumpkin weighs 8 pounds and 1, 2, 3, 4 ounces. You can count the tick marks to count the ounces. The world's largest pumpkin is over 1,000 pounds. What are tons? To measure really heavy things, you can use tons. A small car weighs about 1 ton. 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So that means a small car weighs about 2,000 pounds. The largest living animal on Earth is a blue whale. It can weigh about 150 tons, which is equal to 300,000 pounds. When you weigh things, decide which unit of measurement makes sense. It doesn't make sense to weigh crayons in pounds or tons. You should weigh it in ounces because it's light. If you want to weigh yourself, you could use pounds and ounces.
Okay, so just like when we were measuring with our rulers, when we use pounds and ounces there, we are measuring things in different sizes. So if we are measuring something that is smaller or lighter, or smaller things we would measure with inches, or we talked about before with our cubes. Things that are lighter we would measure in ounces or a small number of pounds. When we're measuring something that is taller or longer or heavier, we need to measure with bigger things. When we were measuring with our rulers or other things and something was longer, we measured with the straws or with our ruler. When we're measuring something that is heavier, we're measuring with pounds, and our number might be bigger, a greater number for the greater number of pounds, or even tons if we're talking about something that is really heavy. So what you have here on this paper, it says which weighs more. First of all, at the bottom are all these pictures. We've got a feather, a car, a grown-up, a baby, a cup, maybe like of tea or juice or something, an elephant, I think that's a dog at the bottom, a computer, a ladybug, a pencil, a watch, and a book. So we're going to cut them out carefully on the lines so we don't cut any of them apart. And then we're going to decide which of those things are things that are lighter or weigh less, and which things are heavier or weigh more. Now, up top here, these things are balance scales. And I have one of these at school. Unfortunately, I don't have one at home, so I can't show you how it works, but I can tell you about it. When there's nothing on here, the line goes straight across because both sides have nothing on it. This side will go down when something heavy is on it, and this side will go up when something lighter is on it. So if you've ever been on a seesaw at a playground, you know that if one person gets on, that side goes down. But then if a heavier person gets on the other side, that side will go down. So what you need to look at here is look at these balance scales. The side that is going down gets a heavier thing on it. So then I'm going to look at my heavier things. My car is definitely a heavier thing. So I'm going to glue the car on the down side. An elephant is a heavier thing, so I'm going to glue the elephant on the down side. Let's see, probably a grown-up person. So this person here is heavier. I'm going to glue that on a down side. Maybe the dog or the computer are heavier. So I'm going to glue them on a down side. So make sure you go around and you glue your heavier things on the down sides. This paper can be a little bit tricky if you do a heavy and a light because you might run out of them. So you might want to do all the heavy ones first. Then you can go ahead and glue the things that are lighter on the sides that's going up. So a feather is definitely something that's very light. You can pick it up and hold it very easily. It does not weigh much. That would go on an upside. Probably the ladybug would go on an upside. The pencil would go on an upside. The watch would go on an upside. Maybe the teacup or the baby would go on an upside. So you're going to glue something that's heavy on the down part, the part that's going down, because the heavier things weigh more and that will go down. And you're going to glue something that is light on the part that is going up because it weighs less. If you happen to have lost your scissors or glue, you can draw a line from the thing to where it belongs, but that does get a little bit confusing. So if you can go ahead and cut and glue your things on to show which weighs more, that is your math job for today.